Okay, this is on 2-5 on postulates, what they call postulates and paragraph proofs. We're omitting 2-4. Okay, that means we're not covering 2-4. You don't have to worry about it for notes or homework. Okay, the first thing the author defines is what is a postulate. Okay, make sure you spell it correctly. Some authors call them postulates, or it might also be called in geometry an axiom. Okay, it's A-X-I-O-M, a postulate or an axiom. It is a statement that describes a fundamental relationship between basic terms of geometry. Okay, a statement that describes a fundamental relationship between basic terms of geometry. And postulates or axioms are accepted as true without proof. Okay, they are accepted as true without proof. Okay? Now, I almost hesitate to give you the numbers on these postulates. I'm tempted to not put the numbers down because on the homework, I won't take like postulate 2.1. Okay? It's got to be written out in words. So would you rather I leave the numbers off? Okay. Okay. First one says through any, now this is an actual postulate. Through any 2 points there is exactly one line. Okay, and think about it. If I have 2 points, there's one line going through there. Okay? That's accepted as true without proof. There's another one. Through any 3 points. Not on the same line. Through any 3 points, not on the same line, there is exactly one plane. Okay? Here's one postulate. Here's another one. These are all postulates. Okay? Okay, the next one. A line contains at least 2 points. That's accepted as true without proof. A line contains at least 2 points. That is a postulate or an axiom. Okay? A plane, remember a plane is like the floor or the ceiling or a wall or a sheet of paper. But remember, a plane extends out in all directions. Okay? A plane contains at least 3 points not on the same line. A plane contains at least 3 points not on the same line. Remember, for it to be a plane, they have to be non-collinear, like 3 points not on a line. That's how a plane was defined. Okay. The next one, if 2 points lie in a plane, if 2 points lie in a plane, then the entire line containing those points if 2 points lie in a plane, the entire line containing those points lies in that plane. Okay, and that's a postulate or an axiom. Okay, it's accepted as true without proof. Okay, okay, another one. If 2 lines intersect, then their intersection is exactly, oops, I didn't write that right there. If 2 lines intersect, then their intersection is exactly 1 point. If 2 lines intersect, their intersection is exactly 1 point. Okay, that's another axiom or postulate. If 2 planes intersect, then their intersection is a line. Okay. If 2 planes intersect, then their intersection is a line. Okay, remember we drew 2 planes intersecting. Like if I drew 2 planes intersecting, it would look something like this. Remember, if this is curved this way, this also has to be curved that way. Okay, and here's the intersection. Okay, like that. Now this one, you would actually not see. You would not see all that. You would go from here to here. You would not see that back line. So here's the intersection right there. They intersect in a line. Okay. Okay, those are the postulates. Okay. The next thing the author defines in this section is the word theorem. Okay, make sure you spell it correctly. It's Theorem. Theorem. Try saying that. Theorem. Is that the first time you've heard this word? No? Did you hear it? Biology. Okay. A theorem is a statement a statement or a conjecture that can be proven true by undefined terms, definitions, and postulates. On any of these theorems, they can be proven true by using the definitions, the undefined terms like point, line, plane, and all the postulates. Okay. And the next term is proof. It's P-R-O-O-F. A proof is, I didn't write that very good. A proof is a logical argument in which each statement you make is supported by a statement that is accepted as true Now, in your book, they talk about paragraph proofs, or what they call informal proofs. Okay, in that section, they talk about paragraph proofs or informal proofs. We're probably not going to do much with that. Most of the proofs we're going to do in here are going to look like this. They are going to look like this. The general form is on the left side, you're going to have what they call the statements. On the right side, they're going to have the reasons. For every statement, it has to have a reason. Okay? And like you'd say statement 1, and you're going to have reason 1. You're going to have statement 2, you're going to have reason 2, and so on. And basically, they're going to ask you to do a proof. This whole thing is called a 2-column proof. When they ask you to do a 2-column proof, this is the general form. You put the statements on the left, the reasons on the right. Okay? And we'll go through several of these as we're going through the whole book. Okay? Okay, then the author says once a conjecture has been proven, it can be written as a theorem. Okay? And they will do that. Once they go through, even if they go through it on the homework, if they go through it and they prove it, okay, then they can come back in the next section and write it as a theorem. Okay? The first theorem, okay, now, I am going to give you a number, but when they say write it out, they mean write it out in words. Like, don't say it's theorem 2.8. Okay, I'll count that wrong. You guys know me well enough now. Okay, it's called the midpoint theorem. And I use THM. That's okay to abbreviate. The midpoint theorem says if M is the midpoint, of segment AB, and the way you can tell it's a segment is by that symbol up above, then AM, segment AM, so put the line above it, is congruent to segment MB. Okay, and it would have a picture like this. These are segments, so no arrows. This would be A, this would be B, and M in the middle. Put it right at the midpoint. So it's telling you segment AM is congruent to MB. Okay, and remember, they're going to mark it with the little red lines to show that it's equal. Okay? Okay, now I hesitate to go back up and do this, but we're going to have to for the notes. Go back up here. We're going to number these, okay, but on the homework, don't just say postulate or P 2.8. I'll count that wrong. You got to write it out in words, okay? For this one, because we're going to have several of these as we're going through this chapter. This first one, okay, it's in that's telling you it's in chapter 2, okay? Postulate 2.1. This one's postulate 2.2. This one's postulate 2.3. Okay, but don't use these numbers on the homework. Postulate 2.4. Postulate 2.5. This one's 2.6. And we ended with postulate 2.7. All of those are postulates or axioms that are accepted as true without proof.
So we just have to write the words and not the one.
Right, you don't have to put the number. Unless it specifically asks you for the numbers. Most of the time it doesn't. Okay, and we've had those 7 postulates, and then we had 1 theorem. Okay, this theorem 2.8. Okay? Okay. That's the very last one. Theorem 2.8. Okay?